My people, good to see you again. Still your homeboy MC Bernardino. Thank you very much for coming back to this channel, for playing this video. Thank you very much, because it's out of love that you guys are playing this video, right? It's out of your own volition. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. All right. Yeah, so many people have been asking me about Canada. Oh, why Canada? I would have preferred to go to the US or go to the UK. Why is Canada the best option for me, Ben? Can you advise me on why I should pick Canada? All right, so today on this video, I'll be giving you some salient points why I feel Canada is the best option as far as international destination is concerned. I know you have the option of the UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, and the likes, but for me, I still feel Canada is your best bet. So, all right, on today's program, I'll be telling you why Canada is the best country globally for you to set up yourself, to set up your family, and enjoy your life. And don't forget our Think About This segment, where I always give you some deep meaning. I eat it hard and I eat it straight, and it go deep down. All right, stay tuned till I come back.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Welcome back. Don't forget my disclaimer, where I always tell you that I'm not an immigration consultant. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not licensed. Everything I say on this channel is strictly based on my view, my opinion, and they are subject to my research. So as far as your immigration decision is concerned, please do due diligence, make your research, add it to what you hear on my channel, and make a very good decision. According to the US News and World Report, there was research that was done earlier this year, 2019. They ranked Canada as the third best country globally, behind Switzerland, which is number 1, and Japan, which is number 2. What are the ranking bases? What are the criteria that they use in ranking them? They looked at a place where you can, standard of living, habitable for women, health, education, and so many factors were put in place, and Canada ranked third. So is that not a good reason for you to come into Canada? And because probably you're speaking English or you're a French speaker, you might want to consider Canada as compared to Japan and Switzerland. All right, let me give you some facts and figures about Canada. Canada runs a democratic parliamentary system headed by Justin Trudeau. The capital of Canada is Ottawa. And also, Canada is the second most largest country globally, behind Russia, in terms of land mass. So you might want to look into that. Canada is just a destination for you. In terms of official language, the official language in Canada is English and French. Canada is a multicultural country. It's welcoming. It has a lot of things for you, and why you need to consider Canada as your destination to be. All right, stay tuned while I give you the breakdown. In addition to this, let's talk about Canada population. As at 2018 statistics, Canada population stands at 37.06 million. And in terms of provinces, Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territorial districts. Let's talk about Canada economy. Canada economy is one of the best as far as North America and the world is concerned globally. All right, as far as employment, I can tell you that there are a lot of jobs in Canada. The manufacturing sector is actually booming. The unemployment rate in Canada as of February 2019 stands at 5.8, which is a record low way back to 1976. When we talk about the inflation rate in Canada, as of January 2019, it stands at 1.4. That is very outstanding as compared to many countries, especially Africa, where I am from. So why don't you want to come to Canada? When we talk about employment, I know a lot of people ask me this question. Oh, Ben, should I come to Canada? Employment, I don't know whether I can get a job and blah, blah, blah. Yes, I can tell you, I can't promise you a white-collar job. But as far as blue-collar job is concerned, and you're hardworking and you're ready to work, you will always get a job in Canada while you're searching for a white-collar job, as the case may be. So you might want to come into Canada, because Canada, we don't sleep in Canada. We work 24/7. Okay, when you're coming back from your shift, you see some other people going for their own shift. So that is why I'm telling you that Canada is a destination for you. In terms of job, as far as you have a nice resume, you put everything in place, Canada is the place for you to be. It's welcoming, and the economy in Canada, it's actually booming. Health, they say, is wealth. As far as Canada is concerned, Canadian government don't joke with the health and the well-being of Canadian citizens. In Canada, health is free. If you're a permanent resident holder, if you're a Canadian citizen, you have free access to health and living healthy. As compared to the US, where you have to pray through your nose for you to get good health care, in Canada, it's absolutely free. For those of you that are coming to Canada on a temporary visit, you have to pay for the health, but you're so sure that the health you're paying for, the healthcare you're paying for, rather, it's top notch. So why don't you want to come into Canada? And globally, Canada is still one of the only and few countries where you can actually come as a visitor, give birth to a child in Canada, and the child is Canadian right away. So why don't you look into that? That is a very good opportunity you want to tap into. Yes, you come into Canada, you give birth to a child, and immediately give birth to the child, he or she becomes Canadian citizen. So you want to tap into the Canadian health system, and you want to take advantage of that. And that is one of the reasons why I believe Canada is the destination for you to be, and it's the top notch and it's the best country as far as the international community is concerned. Okay, for those of you that have subscribed to this channel, thanks so much. I always want to appreciate you every time. For those of you that drop comment, that share this video, that like this video, previous video rather, I always want to appreciate you for that gesture, and I won't take you guys for granted. Thank you so much. Those of you that have not subscribed and listened to this video, what are you waiting for? I beg you, I plead with you, subscribe to this channel, hit the likes button. If you have any concern, anything you're not clear about, please drop it in the comment section below. Hit me up on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my Twitter page. Hit it up and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Next, the another reason why I feel Canada is the best destination as far as international traveling is concerned is because of the education. You always want to agree with me that education is very paramount, and illiteracy, they say it's a disease, right? So that's why Canada government, they don't joke with education. It's always in the front burner as far as Canada legislation is concerned. So in Canada, primary and secondary education is absolutely free of charge for permanent resident holder and for citizens, right? You need to know that. And for the international community that are coming to school in Canada, you can be sure that you pay for that, but the money you're paying cannot be compared to what you pay in other countries. You pay for that, but you receive a quality education as far as Canada is concerned. And also, according to the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development report on global education, Canada ranked #1 as far as college graduate education is concerned. It stands at 51%. That means that a lot of people after their secondary education, they go to colleges, or probably some of them, if they have the financial capacity, they go to the university. And don't forget, I said the primary and secondary education is free in Canada. For the colleges and for the university education, Canada government also provide fund for Canadian or permanent resident holder to tap into. It's called OSAP, for them to school in Canada. So it's like receiving fund, receiving grant, and receiving loan for them to go to school. And when they are done schooling, when they get a job, they can actually pay back the loan part. The grant is free, but they can pay back the loan part. Why don't you want to tap into that? Why don't you want to come into Canada? Because Canada is more like encouraging you to get educated, because they know in Canada that if you get educated, you can contribute your quota back into the development of Canada. Another salient reason why I keep advocating for Canada as the best country for you to visit and settle down, as the case may be, is because of its multicultural nature. As far as Canada is concerned, we have over 200 ethnics in Canada. So wherever you're coming from in all aspects of life, be rest assured that you'll settle down fast in Canada. Are you coming from Europe, Asia, South America, North America? Wherever you're coming from, you will always meet your community as far as Canada is concerned. So be rest assured you settle down very fast. In terms of language, don't forget I told you that we have 2 languages officially in Canada, which is the English and French. So if you're Spanish, if you're Italian, if you're wherever you're coming from, be rest assured that you integrate into the system very fast, because your community, they are here for you to help you out. When we talk about food, oh my goodness, I love food so much, and I can tell you more about that. Diverse food. As far as you're ready to explore, you have different kind of food for you to eat, explore, learn about what goes on in other people's community, their culture, what their way of life is, their belief, and the rest of them. Canada exposes you to that because it is welcoming, and there are different people from different race, different background. When we talk about religion, it's not only limited to Christian and Muslim alone. If you're Buddhist, Hindu, whatever your religion is, you're free to practice in Canada. Free. Nobody's going to hold you. You're not going to be held liable to practice a particular religion that you don't believe in. As far as a particular religion is your way of life, you're free to do that. Now, another very salient point that I would like to add to this is that Canada is one of the few countries globally that allows you to hold dual citizenship. What am I trying to say? Take for instance, you are Italian, you have your Italian passport. Canada, once you become a Canadian, you can also hold Canadian passport. So that means you can have dual citizenship. That is interesting. You might, because of that, want to consider coming into Canada. Don't be scared of the culture shock, whatever. As far as Canada is concerned, you will integrate very fast because your community and the system will help you to settle down very fast in Canada. Let's talk about the immigration system, the immigration policy in Canada. It is top-notch and it is second to none. Canada has designed a very good system for people to migrate and to transcend into Canada effectively and smoothly without any issue. I've talked about Canada Express Entry in my previous video. I've talked about provincial nominee. I've talked about federal skilled worker, caregiver. These are numerous ways for you to come into Canada, to migrate into Canada easily. And for international students, after studying in Canada, Canada is still one of the few countries globally that allows an international student to become a permanent resident within 1 or 2 years. Yes, I'm saying this factually because I know people that have been to the States, have been to the UK, Scotland, they've studied there, and at the end of the day, they ended up going back to their country. But Canada, they give you a smooth path. As far as you follow the legislation, you follow the rule. From an international student, you can actually become a permanent resident holder. I can tell you because I'm a living witness to that. In addition to this, annually, Government of Canada, they've designed that they have a 300,000 threshold of immigrants to be admitted into Canada annually. That's huge. So you might want to take advantage of this opportunity and come into Canada, transition into Canada, and settle down fast in Canada. The last but not the least reason why I feel Canada is the best country globally is because of the visa-free advantage. What do I mean by that? As a Canadian citizen, there are 172 countries that you can visit visa-free. Yeah, and there are 51 countries that when you land in this countries, you can get your visa right there and there. And there are just only 33 countries that you need to apply for visa before going there as a Canadian citizen. That is outstanding. That means that as a Canadian citizen, you can sleep, wake up the next morning, pick your passport, book your flight, book your hotel, and travel to 172 countries visa-free as a Canadian citizen. As a permanent resident holder, you can also travel to these countries too, but you have to apply for your visa. These are the advantages of being a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident holder. So what I'm trying to tell you in essence is this. If you're pursuing your dream to travel to Canada, to settle down in Canada, for your sake, for your family's sake, these are enough reasons for you to actually start pushing for it now. I've done so many videos on how you can migrate to Canada smoothly and efficiently without any hassle. Watch my videos on Canada Express Entry, how I migrated into Canada. A lot of videos for you to learn from. Guess what? This is the Think About It segment. This is the segment where I always drop the punchline. You think about it and you act on it. So today, I'll be sharing with you a quote from the former president, the 44th president of the United States of America, President Barack Obama. He said, "The world needs more Canada." The world needs more Canada. What does that connote? It simply means that for the president of the former president rather, to say the world needs more Canada, it means that there's something in Canada that you need to come and discover. It's up to you. The choice is yours. Think about that. It is deep. The world needs more Canada. All right. I still remain my humble self, MC Bernardino. Thank you very much for staying till the end of this presentation. I still remain my humble self. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. If you have any comments, if you have any concern, if you have any doubt, feel free to reach me on my social media page. Drop it in the comment section down below. Until I come back to you guys, remain blessed, remain cool, stay out of crime. Adios, semi grace.